Hey guys, welcome back to Wakanka MC Study Smart. In this video, I'm going to cover one of the most challenging subjects, reading comprehension. I'm going to give you some epic tips that should kick your scores up. Don't forget to subscribe. There's this one strategy that states read the questions before the text, which does sound logical, but for me, it wasn't practical. The problem I had was I read the questions and forgot them, then eventually had to read them again. Moreover, many questions are like, and this means you have to remember 5 descriptions in one question, which is a lot of remembering. And all of this just leads to wasting a lot of time. I'm not saying no to use this strategy, just make sure it works for you because as a common saying, everyone is different. However, here I've come up with a strategy that is not talked about much but works really well. So when you first open up a reading comprehension test, the first step is to go through the paper and pick out the questions that don't require any reading. This may sound similar to the technique I mentioned in the maths video, also known as cherry-picking questions. If you haven't checked that out yet, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen or watch till the end of this video. Anyways, an example of a question that doesn't require any reading is, after doing so, go back to the start of the paper and pick out the text that interests you. For instance, you may be interested in animals, plants, or cooking. Many texts contain challenging phrases, but when you're interested in it, it is expected that you would hold some kind of advanced knowledge of the topic and therefore be able to process the text better. Simultaneously, you should pick out texts which are simple or with an interesting format. By that I mean newspapers, novels, textbooks, recipes, etc. In other words, this whole step is one where you pick out your interests. Now comes the boring part, go through the rest of the paper. But hey, don't just pick out random ones. Instead, try to further sift out the easier texts. Unfortunately, I can guarantee you that there will always be a text that is stuffed with complex language and is really boring. For instance, a quick tip to add on to this strategy is to do the questions that don't require much thinking but come straight out of the text. An example of this is, a last tip, one of the most common, is elimination. Well, this is how to crack the test, but how to prepare for it? Make sure to subscribe because that video is coming up soon. Don't just read books. Thanks for watching.